There was another time when another young candidate was running for president and challenging America to cross a new frontier. My friends, I ask you to join in this historic journey to have the courage to choose change. It's time again for a new generation of leadership. It is time now for Barack Obama.
That was the late and great Teddy Kennedy recalling the promises of his brother's leadership and bestowing the same trust in then junior senator from Illinois, Barack Obama. Earlier, that former senator turned president visited the graveside of JFK. He laid a wreath at Arlington in memory of JFK 2 days before the 50th anniversary of his assassination. Some people have asked whether Ronald Reagan would fit in today's Republican Party, and the same question can be asked about President Kennedy. Would he fit in today's Democratic Party? Dana, one of the reasons that's been raised is because Kennedy cut taxes from 90% down to 65%, and marginal tax rates were brought down, which is something the Democrats are not necessarily known for doing today. But it was a different time. It was a different economy. It was a different, very optimistic country.
So, right. So facts and circumstances basically determine a lot of this. Yesterday, we asked a question about, in the Gettysburg Address, when it comes to Abraham Lincoln, they asked a bunch of kids, did they know whether he was Republican or Democrat? They didn't have any idea. I don't think anybody has any misunderstanding that JFK was a Democrat, because the Democrats have basically put him up as their martyr and their hero for many years. He was only president for 1,000 days. It's not a lot of time to make a big impact. And as President Bush just said, if you're the 43rd president or if you're the 38th president, you don't know what your legacy is going to be like. Obviously, we're spending a lot of time talking about it this week because it's the 50th anniversary. But in 50 years from now, I don't know what people will say about the legacy.
You know, Kimberly, JFK was not known as aggressive on civil rights. In fact, he was very careful about it because he was trying to get votes in the South for re-election.
Sure.
Had he lived that long. Lyndon Johnson was the one who actually put through the major civil rights legislation. Do you think part of that is the reason that some people question whether Kennedy would be acceptable in today's Democratic Party?
One of the reasons why I think he perhaps wouldn't be acceptable in today's Democratic Party is because he transcended politics. I mean, he was, yes, a consummate politician, but he was a man of class and a man of character. I think he's one of the greatest presidents that we ever had. And I think the current, both parties in some respects, could learn a lot from how he conducted and handled himself. And I feel the same way about Reagan, that Reagan was one of the greatest presidents for those same reasons.
Greg, the mainstream media that you keep saying gives Obama a break certainly gave Kennedy a break on a lot of personal things that he probably today would not get away with. Do you think that he could have survived real scrutiny?
Well, Clinton did, obviously. And the other thing that would make a problem for Kennedy, he was pro-life. And that's almost unheard of on the left side. But this is a first, I think, for a TV show to actually make this to serve this question up. Because the media never questions the leftward tilt of a Democratic candidate, because you can never be too liberal. To the New York Times editorial board, or to Salon, or to Slate, or MSNBC. To them, Obama's failure is that he wasn't liberal enough, or else Obamacare would have worked, because he just didn't go far enough. If Bill Ayers ran for president, 75% of the media would vote for him.
Okay, I left Eric for last for this reason. He was in the middle. Kennedy was in the middle of the Cold War. He'd come off of the fiasco of the Bay of Pigs. There was a lot of things about his foreign policy that people questioned whether he had the leadership to do it. What do you think?
I think that you left out one of the most important reasons why he probably wouldn't be as welcome in the Democrat Party right now. Is because he was for lower taxes.
Yeah.
One of the things that...
Well, that's what I opened with. I said that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part because I was probably not paying attention. Because I was listening to that bloviating guy who was, long since passed. However, I couldn't stand him either, Kennedy's brother. So the point is, lower taxes. I didn't know he was pro-life.
Well, he's
Catholic.
Yeah, but all Catholics aren't pro-life. Doesn't mean he's... But anyway, to make a long story short, I would say he would probably not be welcome with open arms to the Bill Maher's and the Michael Moores and the rest of the left wing.
He wouldn't be liberal enough.
He wouldn't be liberal enough. Can I just point something out? Yesterday, you touched on it. Gettysburg yesterday, 150th anniversary of it. President Obama doesn't go to the anniversary of that and says he blames the website thing. He had a lot of website stuff going on back then.
I think that was a real mistake not doing that. That was an opportunity lost. He's
going so well.
What, you can ask me a question?
I want to ask you if JFK would have been president if it hadn't been for television.
No. would not have. I think
question.
everybody who listened to that radio